I'm so excited to be here with Jean-Christian Jury, the author of Vegan, which is really like the definitive vegan cookbook. Tell me a little bit about sort of the concept behind this book, because it's a unique vegan cookbook.
The concept is easy to understand. I tried to just cook in this book everything good I found around the world in the last 10 years. So I accumulated a lot of recipes, I veganized a lot of classics, and I traveled very much to find new ingredients, new flavors, new spices. And this is what we have today in this cookbook.
And so I think that what's interesting about this book is a lot of people think of veganism as kind of a Western, modern concept, but actually when you start looking globally, a lot of cultures are pretty much vegan to begin with. So how did that influence the writing of this book?
A lot. We use spices in Europe for a very long time to hide the bad taste of rotten food. And then from 780 to around 1500, Spain was invaded by North Africa. Sicily was invaded, and this changed completely the way of cooking. So all these influences basically are history, but are also part of the development of the taste and recipes in Europe. So for me, it was important to backtrack, to go back to the original cities where vegan and raw food was created, which is South Korea, which is India, a lot in the Buddhist country of Asia. And I tried to modernize all of that. I tried to make it easier to cook.
And ingredients that are accessible as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you find that, there's obviously always a pushback on veganism. There's so many people who see it as kind of a fringe movement. How do you bring it to the forefront and say that anyone can be vegan, no matter their preferences?
Vegan, first you have to understand that to be vegan is not easy. It's a diet like every other diet, and you have to know which direction to take. You have to know your own body. You cannot just become vegan from one day to the other one without studying the food, because you're gonna miss a lot of minerals and enzymes and vitamins that we need for our energy. The most important is fresh. The word fresh is absolutely important in any food. As long as we talk about greens and plants, it doesn't make sense to buy a salad at a very bargain price. After 10 days, you need a garden fresh salad if you want the energy. And that's the most important about cooking vegan. If you don't want to miss anything, just buy fresh as possible and don't overcook it. This is what we try to do with all those recipes today.
Well, with this book, I think that one thing that I found interesting is, as someone who isn't a vegan, I found myself obviously wanting to cook a lot of the recipes. Is your hope that also for people who aren't vegan, that perhaps you can shift their mindset to sort of sometimes cooking vegan or exploring more vegan recipes in their diet?
The most important time to be vegan in your lifetime is the morning. When you wake up, instead to have a coffee or tea, just have a fresh smoothie. To get the energy and to help your body to protect you, I'm talking about the immune system, we need plant-based food. If you give enough to your body every day, then you can eat something else. You don't have to be vegan 100%, right? If you really enjoy fish or seafood. What I like with vegan today in a modern way, it's not a religion. You can sit anybody at the table, and I don't mind to see somebody in front of me eating a steak. That's not the point. The point is to eat quality food first. Always find a substitute for a classic, right? The most important is to keep it tasty. And you're gonna see, if you start to eat a lot of vegan food, after a couple of weeks, you're gonna have a very different approach from the food, because you're gonna clean your buds by not eating too many flavoring agents. or too much salt, like we do today, or too much sugar too, right? We should be by 2 to 4 grams of sugar a day, we buy 40, which is really a lot, right? So vegan is not only healthy, but vegan helps you to get a lot of energy. If you have it every morning, then you can go through the day without a problem, and you can eat whatever else you want.
Are there some cuisines that you're really excited to share that perhaps don't get the attention sort of in a Western context?
Absolutely. I was very surprised by 2 cities for that. The first was Mexico. You have such a variety of fruit and veggies. It's like Disneyland for me when I go there. The second city was Tokyo. Tokyo, I love the food there because it's 4,000 to 5,000 years of history in the food.
And untouched by any other influences.
Yeah, and you have access to basically the pure product we know here in America or in Europe in powders, or or processed already.
Well, there's so much more in this book, and obviously it's really an immersive tome. Even if you're not a vegan, there are so many recipes for anyone who loves vegetables in this book. Thank you so much for being with us, and if you want to pick it up, it's called Vegan. Thank you so much.